Hey guys, it's Melissa. Happy Thursday. I hope you are all having a fabulous week. I am so glad to finally be here. It's been a week that I've not been able to get on Facebook Live. So I decided, you know what? Let's do an open Q&A, right? We don't do open Q&As a whole lot. Actually, it's pretty rare on Silhouette School. I do them twice a week. I mean, not twice a week, twice a month. Or every other week on Silhouette U. If you're a Silhouette U member, I do these Q&As, live Q&As every other week. But for Silhouette School, I rarely do them when we do Facebook Lives. It's actually very difficult for me to be looking through the comments. So I often either leave them for Ashley to help me with as we're going through live, or I go back later and comment. So if you have questions now, though, I am an open book. If you have questions about Silhouette Studio, the app, when the Pro's coming out, how I grew my hair this long, that's just lack of cutting it during quarantine. I knew that question was coming. Hello, Lisa. See, I predicted that. Lisa is asking, when is the new larger silhouette coming out? So it was originally when they announced it in May of last year, it was supposed to be out in January, February of this year. And then the pandemic hit and it was pushed back to April, May. And then it was pushed back again, June, July. And then June, July came and I was like, this is not gonna happen. And it has been, then it was pushed back and said September, right? Look, first two questions, both about the Pro. So now the latest info that I have, that I got yesterday from Silhouette, is they are pushing for November, okay? I know that they are doing everything that they can to get this thing out before the holiday. So this year stinks, right? So yeah, so the poor Pro keeps getting pushed back for various reasons. No one can travel to go make sure that it's working correctly, and so every time they have to ship it over here and then they test it, and if there's an issue, they have to ship it back, which, you know, this is a kind of thing that like typically they just travel and it would be done in a matter of hours, not a matter of weeks. So anyway, unfortunately, the supply chain and production and everything else is an issue. Okay, now I knew this was going to happen. I was going to lose some of these questions already. Where did you go? Hold on. Okay, perfect timing. I just ordered the new 4. I'm going from a 2. What is the best advice you would give for me? Oh, I can't even see it. Hi, Lindsay. Oh, that reminds me. Okay, so you guys know Ashley. Who you don't know is Lindsay. I wish I could bring her on camera. Lindsay is the one whose hands you see in all of those time-lapse videos. Lindsay is part of our team. I know there have been many references to the hands. Those are Lindsay's hands. Lindsay is extremely talented. You will see her on Facebook Lives over on So Fancy, but she does these time-lapse videos that you guys all love, and we were like, okay, they're a hit. So she does them for us on Silhouette School, and she helps with one Silhouette blog post a week, and we love her. She is a hugely valuable member of our team. So everyone say hi to Lindsay. She is my little Northern California friend. Okay, all right, so that's that. Now, someone was asking, if they are pushing for November, would you wait until later to buy it as all the kinks are worked out? Well, here's the thing. If you want the bigger machine, I would get it as soon as possible, as soon as you can, because there is going to be a very limited supply, especially right out of the gate. Okay, so until they can ramp up production. So if you want one, I would get it. It's literally like the same thing as the 14-inch, the 12-inch machine, and the 15-inch machine is just bigger, okay? I am hearing that they've kind of shored some, like the roller feeder up a little bit, just because when you have a larger roll, heavier roll, it needed a little bit more support. So anyway, okay, hi Lindsay. Okay, do you think we will ever be able to emboss with the Cameo 4 with the extra force available? I don't know. That is a very good question. But what I can tell you, 3 new blades are coming out. 3 new tools are coming out for the Cameo 4. I just confirmed this. Actually, I have a blog post written up. I haven't even done pictures yet for it. It will be coming out next week or the week after. 3 new tools. Don't get too excited. It's literally just a 2mm craft blade, a ratchet blade, and a deep cut blade that fit directly into the left or standard, or what I'm calling flat back carriage on the Cameo 4. So these will replace the need to use the adapters when you're using those tools, okay? So to answer your question, Pamela, I don't know if an embossing, etching, engraving tool will ever come out for the high force carriage. I certainly hope that they bring more tools for that, because right now we've got the rotary blade and the 3mm craft, which, you know, works intermittently, and then the punch tool, which not among my favorite, although I know some of you guys like it for marking your vinyl, okay? The rotary tool, like, pretty much my hands down favorite part about the Cameo 4. So I do hope that we can take further advantage of the right side high force carriage on the Cameo 4, but right now they have not confirmed any additional tools, blades, or otherwise for that, okay? All right, so let's see what other questions we have. Oh boy, it's not really showing me. I was upgrading from designer to business. Does it take 24 hours to activate? No, it should take like less than 24 seconds. So make sure that you don't have, if you're on Windows specifically, make sure you don't have any random pop-ups that have come up. What you need to do is, if you are going from designer to business, you should have purchased the bridge or the partial upgrade. And when you put that number into the help, the 16-digit code into the help menu to upgrade, it should just, like, the screen should almost reload, and it should say business edition at the top. It should be very, very quick. Okay, we've got some newbies here. If you are brand new to Silhouette or Silhouette 4, Cameo 4, welcome. If you are not familiar with Silhouette School, I have been writing a blog post, a tutorial on Silhouette every day for the last 6.5 years. So silhouetteschoolblog.com is where you want to go. I have a new start here section. I have a whole section specifically on Cameo 4, and all the blog posts are free. Everything's free on there, so check that out. The best way to search the blog is actually not through the search tool. I don't love the search tool and I can't really change it, because it pulls up the oldest tutorials first. Instead, on the menu bar, there's something called Archive Search, which lists every single blog post till the beginning of time in order, starting with the most current. So the one you'd see at the top of the list today is today's blog post. Tomorrow one will be added. It's automatic, isn't that awesome? So the best way to do it is to go to that page and then do like a Command F or a search and find, and then type in your keyword, and it'll say, like, if you type in print, it'll say, like, 300 results, and you just do your arrow key down and it'll highlight the blog post for you, and then you find the one you want, and ta-da! So that's how I would recommend you search the blog. Can you apply a design cut from an infusible ink sheet onto a mug with a mini press? That's a good question. So the infusible ink is basically pre-printed sublimation. So you need high temperature, 400 degrees usually, for a long period of time and a lot of force. So mugs typically use a mug press for sublimation. They take about, I think it's something like 200 seconds at 250 degrees, firm pressure. So I don't know that infusible ink with a mini press, easy press presumably, would work. Especially on the curved surface, I probably would say it's not going to work, but you give it a try. You will need sublimation ready mugs. Okay, so they'd have to have a poly coating on them. You just don't just buy a mug at the dollar store and think it's going to work. You have to make sure you look for poly coated mugs, or if you look on Amazon, sublimation mugs. Here's a mug right here that I sublimated on. Okay, I created the pattern in Silhouette Studio, exported, and then I printed on sublimation paper and did the mug in my mug press. Okay. All right. By the way, did you guys see the new heat presses that Swing has? They have them in pink, teal, coral, and white, the 15 by 15s. Well, they're also coming out, same 4 colors, in 8-in-1 heat presses and mug presses. So if you're looking for an 8-in-1 or you're looking for a mug press, those are coming in those pretty colors as well. Okay. All right. Do you know what the difference is between the Portrait 2 and the Portrait 3? The biggest difference between the Portrait 2 and the Portrait 3, there are not a lot. So if you already have the Portrait 2, I really don't think there's any need for you to update to the Portrait 3. But the biggest change is that it uses the new auto blade, the same auto blade or the flat back blade that the Cameo 4 uses. And because it uses that blade, the Portrait 3 also then has auto detection, auto tool detection, okay? Because it's that sensor on the back of the tool there that allows the software and the machine to communicate and know which tool. So that's really the biggest difference between the Cameo 3, the Portrait 2 and the Portrait 3, okay? Both have Bluetooth, so you can use them with the new app, Silhouette Studio app. It's not Silhouette Studio app, it's called Silhouette Go. It's basically a remote send button, okay? So there's not a whole lot of difference between the two. What is the biggest difference between Designer Edition and Business Edition? So I have a whole list of differences on the blog. The biggest one between Designer and Business, it really depends on what you're looking for, but with Business Edition, you can export as an SVG, a PNG, a JPEG. You have the ability to add auto weeding lines. You have the ability to, oh my gosh, I would just go straight to Business Edition. Business Edition offers all of the updates. And if you go right to Silhouette School, at the top it says something like software, let me look, the exact thing. It says something like software, software help. And if you look at the one that says Silhouette software upgrades on that drop down list, it will bring you to a side-by-side comparison chart of all of the free Designer, Designer Plus, and Business Edition. Okay. All right, going down the list. Hello to lots. Oh, you're all saying hi to Lindsay. Yay. You read mine and then skipped. Sorry. What advice for a transition from the 4 to the 2? So yeah, so the biggest difference is the 2 to the 4. First of all, the 2 might be my favorite machine. Like, I think a lot of us who are old schoolers can agree that the 2 is a wonderful machine. The 4 will give you the ability for Bluetooth. The 4 will obviously give you the dual carriage, which the 2 doesn't have. The 4 will give you the dual carriage with the little asterisk that the dual carriage is not the same as the Cameo 3, where you could put a sketch tool in one, a cutting tool in one, and do a single pass. It has a dual carriage, but for 90% of what you're going to do, it's a single carriage machine, because that right carriage on the Cameo 4 is only for high force tools, which we mentioned earlier is just those 3. So, but the 4 does give you the ability to use the rotary blade, the punch tool, the 3mm craft blade, and actually the 2mm craft blade, because it has higher clearance. It has the built-in roll feeder. It has the built-in vinyl trimmer. It has the shape of the machine is different. It has the pull-down lid. It has the control panel is a little bit different. It has, did I say the built-in roll feeder, Bluetooth, which makes it compatible with the app. You have the flat back tools, so the auto blade, and it will automatically tool detection, auto tool detection. So there's actually quite a few differences between the 2 and the 4. The 3 and the 4, there were differences as well, and the 2 to the 3, but 2 to 4, you're going to get, there's definitely some differences that you'll be able to see there. Okay? All right. Can we pre-order? You cannot pre-order the Cameo Pro right now. It is not available for pre-order at all. Have you heard anything about blades coming back in stock? Yeah, so blades is the same thing. I got to tell you guys, I literally had this conversation with Will, the owner of Swing, the other day. He said to me, there is so much stuff out of stock right now. It is difficult to even, find stuff to sell, find stuff to promote. The problem is all of the manufacturers are down. Okay, so, and the thing is, when the pandemic came on, things were already closed down in Asia. And then when you try to order things, so here's an example for you. Sewing machines, Brother, for example. Brother sewing machines have a consistent supply and demand. When the pandemic hit, the the demand went up 10 times, but the supply got depleted because obviously right at the beginning, everybody bought the machines, and then the factories aren't able to produce them. The shipping, got the production and everything just got messed up, but it's like that across the board. So same thing with blades. Everybody's home crafting. Everybody needs blades. There's a lot of machines out, not on Silhouette side necessarily, but you're seeing heat presses that are out of stock. You're seeing cricut machines out of stock. You're seeing vinyl out of stock. All these things, everything's been impacted. So I know blades are on their way. They were trying to what's called air freight them in as opposed to send them via like a sea vessel. But it all takes time. And then once they come in, then they have to go to, the manufacturer's warehouse and then be distributed to the retail. It all takes time, and stuff's just backed way up, unfortunately. So, and I think you're probably going to end up seeing, like, actually, I don't know if you guys noticed, but the price of some of the stuff has gone up as well. So, and that's, unfortunate. Okay. I just bought a Brother 800 embroidery from Swing. Can Silhouette Studio digitize and or embroider? Yeah, so I have a whole bunch of, because I just got the SE 600, which Swing had in stock for about 2 seconds. They had 15 machines, for what I was just telling you. So the way that you use the two together is that Designer Edition Plus or Business Edition in Silhouette Studio can open embroidery and applique designs, okay? So when you bring them in, and I have a whole series of tutorials on this, you're gonna delete everything except either the tack down stitch or, what's the other stitch called? Tack down or placement stitch. You just need one. That can act as your cut line, okay? And then what you can do is put a slight offset on that so that you can then cut your applique piece, your fabric applique with your silhouette. Then what you do is that same design, it's either on your sewing machine, your embroidery machine, or you put it on like a little fob and plug it into your sewing machine, bring it up, tell it to cut sew the placement stitch, place the fabric applique right over it, so you know where to place it, and then you do the tack down stitch, and then you start the embroidery. And it works really well. I don't know if I have any, I don't know where the ones that I have, I did a bunch because I was, learning how to use the machine, and it works really, really well. They're great to be able to use together. I have been holding back on offering tutorials and doing like any kind of Facebook Lives because the sewing machines and embroidery machines have been out of stock. It just doesn't, it's difficult for me to come on here and say, hey, you guys, look how awesome this is. And then you're disappointed when you can't even buy it right then. It's kind of like, so that's why I've been, I have, like I said, the stuff's, most of it's on the blog, but I haven't done a whole lot more as far as like pushing it to you to tell you like, check out how cool this is, because it is really cool. Because of that, it's just difficult to find. So a group page or a Facebook page for a small business. Ooh, well, I will tell you that a Facebook page, I have both for all of my businesses and then some. A Facebook group will allow basically anyone to post in it. So your group members can post, which opens you up to great conversation and engagement. However, it also opens, if let's say you're selling t-shirts, it also allows some other people to come in and say, I sell t-shirts too, or maybe they don't sell t-shirts, but someone else in your group says, I get my t-shirts from competitor.com, you know what I mean? So you just be careful with that. One thing that's nice about the groups is that your group members will be alerted when you as the group admin post. So they will get a notification. Oh, Juliet posted, and so they'll be able to get an alert. So that's nice. A page is literally just like Silhouette School Facebook page. I'm the only one, or Silhouette School is the only one that can post on my timeline. It's definitely more of a business. You're either not selling something necessarily, but like it is coming from you directly. You can obviously have engagement in comments, but you have more control over that, okay? So I do recommend both. You don't necessarily need to put the same type of content on both. So if you were gonna start, I would say I would start with a page and then add a group. Just know that, and I would also recommend that you try to automate as much as you can. There's lots of different automators out there that will allow you to automatically post from one place to another to help you, because you literally cannot be everywhere. I mean, I have a team of people now, and we still, you know, we don't get everywhere we want to be. So, and there's free automators too. Zapier is one. You can use Facebook Scheduler. I use Facebook Scheduler all the time. Tailwind is one that will post from, we'll post to Pinterest and then also Instagram, and you know, you can do a bunch of different things like that. Hootsuite, we've used all different kinds. I bought Paper Studio shimmer, not glitter, and I didn't know what setting to use. Yeah, it's one of those things that if you get material that you're not sure how to what the settings are, I always try to find something in Studio that's a little bit similar. So I would, you know, probably start with the textured cardstock and do a test cut, and then go from there before you start cutting your entire thing. I would say probably for shimmer paper, you want to make sure you're using the overcut, segment line overcut. That's going to help you so that those lines that have the corner, they overcut each other, as opposed to like a, you know, 90-degree angle, which will help give you cleaner corners. And I want to learn to heat foil. Can you heat foil on the phone? I'm not exactly sure what you mean by heat foil, so I don't know. Is there usually a Black Friday sale on Silhouette Studio? Yes, there typically is. The best price for the Silhouette Studio software upgrades is on Swing Design, so I would check them out. I don't know what the price is off the top of my head right now. They change them from time to time. Hello, Olivia. Oh, no. Come over here. Come here. With that. Come here. Come here. Show them what you have.
I have the fabric scissors that are used to cut fabric.
Are you cutting fabric?
Yes.
Oh, you're cutting fabric.
Yes.
Okay, you can use them. You never know. They sometimes take them to cut things like...
I'm making clothes for my marker.
Okay. Anyway, I know I'm not the only one who's... people take their good fabric scissors, right? Yikes. Okay, she's learned, clearly. Okay, so let's see. I have not where are we? I have not updated my software, as I have not felt confident in doing so. I have Silhouette Cameo. I'm still... Oh, shoot, I can't see. I recommend, if depending on what version you are on, if you're having an issue, the first thing I always suggest is restart. If you continue to have an issue, my suggestion is to then update your software. It's not allowing me to expand comments, so I can't read the rest of these comments on here. My right roller on my Cameo keeps coming loose and ruining my project. It's locked in place, so I don't... Yes, that is a very common issue, complaint with the Cameo 3. Some people have put a piece of like painter's tape on the side to keep it in place. That is not you. Whoever just said that, Aaron. That is definitely not you. Okay, Claudine. I'm wondering if I'm writing my question. Yep, your question's here. I have lots of issues with not responding. For things like not responding, you want to make sure that your firmware is up to date. I would, again, check your software. If it's not responding with Bluetooth, plug in your USB. It's one of those things where, oh, Ashley's messaging me. Make your video bigger and you can see all the comments. Pretty much my hands down favorite part about the Cameo 4. So no. Oh, hi, Ash. Oh, there you are. Okay. See? You hire people that are smarter than you, and you will be successful. Who knew? That's my best piece of business advice. Hire people who are smarter than you. Ashley. Okay, put a padlock on this. Yeah, exactly. Oh, I'm so glad that you told me this. Okay. You are much calmer about the scissors than my mom and my grandma. Well, I am much calmer because I have 300 people watching me right now, and I don't want to, like, you know. Okay. Okay, so now I feel like I have a lot. Can I cut felt with a Cameo? Hi, which Cameo can cut 3mm felt? I don't think there's any Cameo that's going to be able to cut 3mm felt. You can cut felt very well with a Cameo 4, but 3mm is the max clearance of the Cameo 4, and you have to remember that the blade has to fit through that. So even though the clearance is 3 millimeters, the blade also has to fit through that. So I don't think anything's going to cut 3 millimeter, any type of material. I have a Silhouette Business Edition. Do I have to re-buy it because I have a new Silhouette? No, you don't. You just plug your new machine in, and Business Edition is part of the software, and it will still be there. And actually, you can use the Silhouette, your Business Edition license key or any of the license keys on up to 3 computers. You just, as long as it's with the same account, Silhouette Studio account. So if I signed into Silhouette Studio on Bob's computer, I can put my Business Edition key on that computer as well. So you can do that. All right, let's see. Oh, hi, Mom. My mom's watching. So I'm going to tell you guys a little something that I don't even know if I told my mom yet. So my mom will now know. Don't worry, I'm not pregnant. I would be calling you for that. Olivia just walked by. No. Okay, here's the real reason why I haven't been on here. I hurt my hip like 3 months ago, and has anybody had to have PT? This is a commitment. I have to go 3 times a week to PT. It's 20 minutes away. It takes like an hour and 15 minutes. That it's like 2 hours of my day doing this PT. And then the days I'm not there, I have to do the exercises at home. And here's the kicker. Olivia also has to get PT, but at a different location. And so like, I also we have a new team member on Sofancy, so I've been training her. So there's just and let's not talk about virtual school. So we've got a lot going on, and I'm trying to have a little bit better balance. So even though I start working super early, like 6 a.m., because most of my team's on the East Coast, I try to end by like 2 or 3, so that, yeah. So, So anyway, that's my personal life struggle right now is PT. But I really hope it hurts I hope that it helps my hip. Okay. All right. Okay. Also, when I go there, well, never mind about that. Okay. I'm gonna pick 2 more questions. Oh, and my mother-in-law's here. Hi, Mom. Okay. Do you get 3 downloads? Chris is saying, do you prefer sublimation or vinyl? So here's the thing. This, you could not vinyl, okay? This is sublimation. So it really depends what you want to do. Vinyl is obviously a much cheaper startup. A sublimation printer is gonna run you a couple $100 to get started. The ink is not cheap. Let's everybody just be on the same page. The results, stunning, right? Like this is professional looking mug that you could, sell, customize however you want. Not something that you're going to be able to achieve with vinyl. So I don't know that I can say I like one over the other. I think they both have their place. You're not going to put a sublimation decal on your car, so you're going to need a vinyl for that. You'll see this on the blog next week. This is kind of a little hack that puts together, this is printable heat transfer vinyl on glitter HTV so that you get the look of glitter. It's hard to see the glittery. You get the look of glitter, like the little shimmer shiner, but you're not cutting all these different colored glitters. So, I like to mix and match. Brittany, you paid for Silhouette University, Silhouette U, but have not been accepted to the Facebook group. So the thing with the Silhouette U group is we want the Silhouette U Facebook group to be Silhouette U members only. You're paying for not only obviously the group, but also access to all the other benefits and videos. So what we ask so that we can make sure that people who are no longer members of the group are removed from the group so that we can focus only on group members, we ask that your Facebook name exactly match, no different initials, no different spelling, no anything else, your actual member name as well, okay? And Bob is the gatekeeper of that, and there's like 5,000 members, and so that is the way that it is set up so that we can just make sure that we are giving our members as much of our full attention as we can. So that is probably why, Brittany. And if you have an issue, you can certainly email questions@silhouetteu.com. All right, one last question. Cute mug, thank you. How do you avoid lines on, oh, okay, Nancy. Okay, so someone was at, Nancy, this is the last question because it's 9:01, and guess where I have to go? Not my PT appointment, Olivia's. Okay, so the way that you avoid lines on your digital patterns is, one, you don't zoom out too much. Secondly, sometimes digital patterns are created in a way that they're not truly seamless. So if you zoom out too much, that's where you get that line. So if you try to avoid that. The other thing that I do is when I create my own patterns, if I have, let's say I have, because I've made socks before, again, I don't have them here, but I make the line color on the outside of the pattern the same color as the background. I don't make it white and I don't make it invisible. And that way, the line itself, there's no edge to the design, right? It's like blue all the way because the line of the, is this making any sense? I don't feel like this makes any sense. Try not to zoom out if you can. Okay, I'm gonna answer one more because that one was kind of a difficult one. Okay, oh, hi mom, cute mug. Oh, and the coffee mug is cute too. Cute, but you guys, we have not been able, someone just came to my house. Okay. How do you make stencils to paint wood? What type of vinyl do you use? Do you reverse weed? Okay, so the trick, this is my absolute last question. The trick to stencils is when you have your design in Silhouette Studio, you want to put a box around it. Not like real close to it. I don't have it open. Let's say this was your design in Silhouette Studio. You didn't put a box around it. Not like this, okay? So that, then you would weed this part out because you're going to paint this part. And you're going to keep the square that's protecting the wood, okay? You can use lots of different materials for painting. You can use vinyl. You can use Oracal stencil material, 813. You can use, I have used laminate sheets, put like a spray on the back and laminate. You can screen print wood. There's, you can HTV wood, my favorite method, and that way you don't actually paint at all. It still looks like you get the matte finish. So there's lots of different ways. And when you're saying do you reverse weed, reverse weeding is actually a different technique. That's when you are actually weeding off a transfer tape. But when you are using a stencil, yes, you want to remove, you want to keep basically the negative. Okay, so you want to remove where you want to put the paint. The easiest way to do this is in Silhouette Studio, when you have created your design and put the whole box around it, fill it with the color of whatever color your stencil is. Okay, and that way you'll be able to see what you need to weed out. All right, and that's just a visual. It's not going to obviously weed it for you, but it'll help you with the visual. Okay, all right. Okay, you guys, that is it for today. If you love Q&A, if you want some additional one-on-one, I would encourage you to check out Silhouette U. Here comes my little buddy Blake, who I had to wake up today for school. He's very tired. Come here, buddy. Say hi to everyone.
Break time.
It's break time. Say hi.
Oh,
What's wrong?
you're choking me.
Oh, tell him hi. How's virtual school going?
Uh,
Are you ready to go back into the classroom?
yeah, but I'll be tired there too.
Wake up.
No.
We think we have a date. First they said September 22nd. Then they said September 28th. Then they said maybe October 5th. This is like in the matter of 3 days. Please help. Just give me some consistency and an actual schedule so we can plan. Right? Okay. All right, you guys, for all of you mamas and dads and grandmas, because I know there's lots of you out there, teachers, everybody who's working from home with kids at home, we're all in it together. Good luck. Don't be too hard on yourself. Right?
You're hurting me.
Hurting you?
Yeah, you're hurting on me.
I'm using this time actually when the kids are done school. We got new bikes. We've been going on lots of bike rides.
I think I'm gonna miss class.
Okay, see ya. Anyway, we're trying to use this time as best we can for a little extra family time when the normal, come home from school, get a snack, go to activities, hurry up, nobody eat dinner together, go get a shower, go to bed, repeat. We're trying to slow it down. Oh, okay. We can all eat dinner together for the last 8 months. Sometimes I need you guys to go away and give me a little space, but I'll look back on this hopefully and love this time. Anyway, okay, I'm enough rambling. I will see you guys later.